Hi, I'm Jay.
I'm G.
We're going to read Piping Plover Summer by Janet Riegel.
A sparrow-sized bird, the piping plover is found along the beaches, rivers, and wetlands. They nest in spring and summer near the Great Lakes and Atlantic coast, from North Carolina to southern Canada, and alongside rivers and wetlands in the northern Great Plains and southern Prairie provinces. Chad and Melody, the book's main characters, are named after the piping plover's scientific name, Charadrius melodius.
Spiraling gracefully down from orchid-colored clouds, Melody lands lightly on pebble-strewn sand. Across the far horizon, the sun peers over the rim, then reaches out, embracing the bird in warm, welcoming rays. Flying north by night, resting during daylight, the piping plover traveled more than 1,200 miles. Now she has returned to the broad, sandy beach where she and her mate built their nest last year.
Pipe, 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 pipe. Chad, Melody's mate, flutters in wide figure eights in the air. Pipe, 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 pipe. His clear voice sails over the waves, splashing against the shore. There is no finer music for a piping plover's airborne mating dance.
Arf, 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 arf! A furry, four-legged creature darts toward Melody. The animal lunges forward, jaws open. Snap! Melody's strong wings carry her swiftly away from the dog's sharp teeth. She and Chad circle the beach. A tall cliff towers over the plovers, a cliff that wasn't there the year before. The birds land and watch the dog continue down the shore.
Soon they see more creatures. Some walk upright on 2 legs. Others gallop on 4. They come from a cave in the cliff. A nest built on this busy beach would be difficult to defend. The plovers soar off the cliff and fly north again.
After flying many hours, the birds reach an island. They circle several times, surveying the site. There are no 2-legged creatures. They don't even see 4-legged animals. The plovers glide down to land.
Chad drops his belly to the beach. He starts a bird-sized sandstorm while digging out a hole with his feet. Pipe, 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 pipe. After several minutes, he finds a new spot and digs a fresh hole. Pipe, 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 pipe. Chad is showing his mate good places to nest. Throughout the day, he digs the nest scrapes in different locations along the beach. Melody inspects each one. Some she improves with her own excavating. By sunset, she has chosen a favorite.
At daybreak, Melody continues digging out her favorite scrape. When it's just the right depth, she and her mate stand facing each other on opposite sides of the scrape. Bowing sandy heads and raising snowy tails, they take turns tossing stones to line their new nest. That night, the nest is Melody's bed.
Rising at dawn, Melody walks toward the water. A smooth, speckled stone sits in the center of the nest. Chad comes closer, inspecting this new stone. No, it's not a stone. Melody has laid an egg. 2 days later, a second egg arrives. The next day, another. And 2 days after that, a 4th egg appears. Melody and Chad take turns sitting on the eggs to keep them warm and safe. Each turn lasts for about an hour.
One sunny day, Melody sits on the nest while Chad rests nearby. A dark shadow looms over the dunes, falling across Chad. 3 tall creatures approach, carrying bundles of sticks. Chad shoots skyward, then flaps onto the sand, wildly flapping his wings as he creeps along the ground. Whoop, 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 whoop!
Hearing Chad's cries, Melody scurries along the sand. When safely away from the nest, she flutters toward the intruders, collapsing into a cluttered heap of feathers at their feet. A moment before the big boots get close enough to crush her, Melody leaps into the air. Flapping her wings like a helpless chick, she tries to lead the intruders away. The humans don't follow her. They head straight to the nest.
Melody and Chad watch the people hide the nest beneath a big round dome. Then the intruders plant tall sticks around the dome. They weave shiny vines among the sticks and string more vines across the top. The plovers cry and cry, but the people pay no heed.
When the vines completely surround the nest, the humans remove the dome. Chad and Melody can see their precious eggs again. The humans take the dome and disappear over the dunes. The plovers approach the nest, but stop outside the vines. What kind of strange vines are these? Will the birds be trapped if they attempt to step through them? A breeze blows in off the water. Melody fluffs her feathers against the chill. The eggs are in the open, exposed to the cooling air. If the eggs are not kept warm, the chicks inside will die.
Warily, Melody steps through the vines, dashes to the nest, and sits. Peep, 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 peep. Chad hears Melody's soft calls as she settles on the eggs. He watches for a long time to be certain she is safe. When Melody seems comfortable, Chad heads for the shore to fill up on bugs, beetles, and flies.
After an hour, Chad comes back and softly pipes to Melody that he will take his turn. He steps through the vines and settles on the nest. As Melody rises and walks away, the eggs feel smooth and warm against the bare skin of his belly.
One sweltering morning, Melody cautiously leaves the nest. Wading belly deep in the water, she ruffles up her feathers as she ducks below the surface. Cool water tingles as it trickles down to her skin.
A red, furry, four-legged creature bounds over the dune. Melody shoots up out of the water and staggers along the sand. Whoop, 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 whoop. The red-legged creature approaches, it leaps for her, and chomp!
Melody hears the clack of teeth as she quickly flies out of reach, but instead of flying to safety, she stays to taunt the fox, repeating her act of helplessness. The fox quits chasing Melody and turns toward the nest, digging a hole beneath the vines. Chad tries to distract the fox with warning cries and flapping wings, but the predator just keeps digging.
Squawk, squawk, squawk! A herring gull swoops in low to investigate the commotion. Chad and Melody weave and dart, escaping the gull's large bill.
The gull hovers above the nest, then dives toward the eggs. Striking the vines with long, wide wings, the bird bounces back toward the sky. The fox digs several holes, but none of them go deep enough to tunnel under the sticks and vines.
Squawk, squawk, squawk! The gull flies off. The fox has given up its digging and lopes back over the dune. The plovers return to their nest. Totally exhausted, Melody falls asleep. Chad dozes near her.
Almost 4 weeks have passed since the first egg appeared. 4 long weeks taking turns on the nest, hour after hour, day after day, night after night. In the soft violet light that foretells a rosy dawn, Melody hears faint sounds coming from beneath her. Out of the grass, Chad appears and pauses near the nest. Melody stands and the plovers peer curiously at their eggs.
The chicks call out from inside the shells. Melody and Chad change places more often now, every 5 minutes. On one of Melody's turns, she sees a hole at the end of an egg. Looking closer, she notices the tip of a tiny beak poking out.
Little by little, a head punches out of each egg and a scrawny, wet chick struggles free. Resting in the nest, the chicks gain strength while their feathers dry in the sun. The parent plovers carry the eggshells away. Bright, shiny shells make the nest more visible to gulls, crows, and hawks looking for a meal of tender plover chicks.
In a few hours, the chicks are strong enough to walk. Leaning forward on gangly legs, they peck at the ground for insects. When the chicks rest, Chad and Melody take turns brooding. They sit gently on the chicks, who cuddle up into their parents' feathers for warmth.
Soon, the shiny vines are too confining for the family. Food is scarce for 6 hungry birds in the small square of sand. The parent plovers quietly lead their young through the vines and away from the nest.
Melody pauses to view the vines one final time. Chad turns too. They had been terrified when humans built a fence around their nest. How strange to watch the world through vines of wire. But the barrier stopped the fox and the squawking gull, and now the plover pair has 4 healthy chicks. In days to come, the young birds may face danger, but flies, beetles, and bugs are bountiful now. The chicks will quickly grow strong with plenty to eat, and soon their wings will launch them on waves of wind.
The end.